Okay, this is the notice is hereby given a special meeting of the governing body of the city of Devine. It will be held on the 28th day of February 2023. It's like 6:03 p.m. In case you're wondering what's going on, that's Flipper. We have all council members present except for Mr. Tardo. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get into it. Item 2. Discussing and consider awarding bid for engineering services contract for the 2023/2024 Texas Community Development Block Grant. Okay. This time around, Debbie got the job of being the council member on there. Oh, it'll be yours next time, Josh. I'm just warning you, please. When we get a stack of paperwork this thick, I'll be like, it's Josh's turn. It doesn't matter. You've been through it. David, I think you've done these before, right?
Yes.
Debbie, now you. So Josh, you're the only one that hasn't done it yet. Okay. There's a scoring system there. You can see the pages where everybody scored all the way through. I guess neither Rob or Pete's here, so I guess if there's any questions on Debbie, do you have anything to say on yours?
No, it was interesting to do. Basically, you're searching through their submittal for the information to see like how many engineers they have, and they list their work that they've done. And most of them had just like their water projects, knowing this was going to be a water grant, but there were other ones that had other stuff that, like some guy had a bridge or I don't remember the exact thing, but I was like, okay, we don't really care about this right now. We care only about how do they look at us on water.
Right.
All of them were on time and on budget per what they gave us, so.
Did they give us designs?
No.
This is just to have them start we have to select one.
So what we do is we have to select here and whatever, we make the selection here. They go through theirs, they give a recommendation. That's actually the recommendation page. Mm-hmm. Then council has to select, and then once we've selected somebody, then they actually start creating the engineering documents as we move on. Now, Dora, correct me if I'm wrong, but the actual stuff that we're applying for is almost 2 years out, right?
Yeah.
Even though we're applying now, these projects won't actually start until like 25.
Probably, I'd say 25, yes, because they're like 2-year cycles, and so right now we're just in the early stages.
Yeah. So this is a project that won't even.
Yeah, I don't even think they've submitted the application yet. I think that I want to say that should be due. I think Anna said it was April, right?
The actual, but we have to do this first.
We have to
anyways.
do this
That,
first.
the administrator has to be done, which y'all already done that. So like the Langford, they were the only ones that turned it in, and now it's the engineer.
So that way we can actually apply for the grant paperwork to hopefully be selected and we'll start on the project 2 years from now.
I've got a question for you. On this page, E508, the one that we received, Southwest Engineers scored higher on that one, but then on this other one, Garcia and Wright scored highest.
So Pete, Rob, and Debbie all did
There
one.
were 3 of us that did it.
Right. Okay.
So,
That should be the
and
total.
honestly, Josh had just asked me, because your scores are a little different between the 3 of us.
Yeah, so there's Rob's page.
And I will tell you, because Rob and Pete do all this all the time,
Yes.
I just went on my best guess on, I was trying to be logical and detail oriented, so I didn't make a boo-boo. Like, they might see things I didn't see, and that's why some of the scorings may be different.
So you got to change up something on his page.
Yeah, because we were all doing it in ink pen.
Yeah.
So if you made a boo-boo, you had to go get the white out. I'm just saying, it happens.
So, yeah, that's what we're looking at. But yeah, actually, do make copies of these, I think.
But all three of us picked Garcia and Wright.
Which is not unusual.
No.
We've, well, she was
Yeah, they got
last
100% on all, from all three of us.
few. Right, the last few that we've done have been Garcia. Well, except for one,
Yeah, we did. We
but
picked
that's
somebody else or something else. I forget what that was for.
that was supposed to be the engineering for out on the land, out on the highway,
Oh, that's right.
and we don't have that any of that back.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's a different conversation for a different day.
Okay.
But right now, this conversation today is for this particular grant. Or to award engineering services or a contract for this community development block grant.
It's the least informative informational item I've ever seen.
Well,
That's because somebody else did all the
Yeah.
research for you.
like I said, next time we'll make sure you have it, and it's gonna be like I said, it's gonna be a stack like this.
Thank you.
So
And you could go have all the fun for an afternoon.
for a whole afternoon.
It did. It took like 3 hours. This was not
Well, it
a.
wasn't a jab at you, it's just
Yeah,
these papers
well,
aren't super.
it's in line with.
This is how council's always gotten it. Because honestly, we don't have time in the meeting for all of us. to
Well,
go
it's not
through
even
it.
council.
Like-
This is
Yeah.
a state form.
It's always a public works and a council person
Yeah.
that has to rate them. I can't be in there when they're rating them.
What's the jab at anyone? It's just
I know that you. All those documents are sitting over at City Hall. If you want to go look at them, I'm sure he can.
Well, you should have copies that we sent.
For the engineering, for the.
All the engineering were submitted
uh,
in the packet.
Well, then
And you know what?
You
You
know,
were supposed to
we're
have a
free to make
packet.
a motion.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
mean, if they're ready for that.
Oh, yeah, whenever. I'm just.
You got
ready
any
to talk
questions
about this
before?
my time.
because you've done this, you know what that took. Just saying.
Not easy.
No.
Well, then I'll make the motion that we use Garcia and Wright for this CBD grant. Do I have to tell them which one it is?
Do we have to say it's for the 23?
For the water well?
24?
Yeah.
For 2023-2024 CD fund, whatever.
Yeah, community development block grant.
I'll
Yeah.
second that motion.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion passes. All right. Discuss and consider community center mural project. This was all in y'all's packets. I did get with Tom, inquire basically about the contract,
I'm
about
not
the
sure.
wording in the contract, to make sure that it was all, it should be, you have to
We don't.
I don't know, I think I was the one.
Yeah, you should have.
My old eyes don't
Should
like
be
it.
something like that.
Oh, okay.
Glasses.
Oh, these are the
Yeah, you're right. It's gonna be this one and that one. This one maybe should be a Tom, do you, I know I got with you a little bit on the contract to make sure everything was right. Is it, what recommendations do you have on this particular contract from your legal side of it before I go to council and ask council?
Okay, well, I did, it sets out the agreement with the city, we're going to pay, we're going to pay $1,400, sets out the timeline. That amount includes the travel time and materials associated with that, except for the power washing and the power wall, that's up to the city.
We would just have to put in a work order for that, correct?
Yes.
Dora? We just have to put a work order in for the power wash this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And in talking with Cory, I mean, she did put this, I think it's called a mock-up sketch.
Yeah, rough sketch.
And we don't want her to deviate too much from that, so any deviation from this is my addition, we put it in number 3. Any deviation from the attached mock-up shall be approved in writing by the city prior to executing the deviation. So, I don't think that's too, I mean, everybody's local, so it won't take very long, but it's something that should come up.
Is there a way to adjust our wording to allow some artistic, whatever?
Freedom, I didn't,
Yeah.
she does have that in here, Josh, let's see. We talked about that.
I mean, if she's just gonna change the shape of
Well, yeah, it's,
a cacti, I'm not gonna, we don't care.
is she like slapping Devine in there, or?
It did say that here, that she was gonna add Devine somewhere,
Yeah, it's, yeah, so
somewhere.
Oh, in 5, Josh,
yeah.
it talks about, we're gonna pay her anyways, even if, the artistic vision or style is not portrayed as a client anticipated due to personal preference. So, I mean, there's a little bit in there
Yeah.
that we can talk about before she, puts us, I don't know, what are those things?
Swastika.
Big old cactus.
Something crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
you have to be very careful with that in the sense that artistic license can mean a lot of things and a lot of different things to
Fair
different
point, fair point.
So,
I mean, if she doesn't stray too much from this,
I mean, that looks great.
then
yeah.
we would be fine, right?
Yeah.
this is in her style anyways. I think that it would just be a way to protect the city in case something ever crazy. Like, I don't know, I don't know Kristen, and I've never actually met her. I wish she was actually here tonight, but she has another meeting that she was at. We have to make sure that we are. I know this was the even though the chamber didn't give us an official letter, this is who the chamber worked with and brought to us, and then Cindy brought to us because it was at the chamber meeting that we went to that one night already. This was there, and this matches what she had that night there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
She had kind of more to it, but this is the basic.
this is the basic of what she had and the style that she's going for. So, and it's supposed to cover 2/3 of the wall vertically and corner to corner going this way completely. So that would just be the wording that Tom has there would just be to make sure that if something she decides to make a big change, it has to go through us first.
When do you think you actually get started?
She has
March
a date.
13th.
The 13th is
Okay, I see that,
supposed to be her start date, and the 31st is supposed to be her finish.
Fantastic.
So Tom, what verbiage do we need to add in number 5?
Number 3.
Oh, number 3?
Yeah, number 3. Any deviation from the attached mock-up shall be approved in writing by the city prior to executing the deviation.
Are we all okay with that? I know Tom had we good with that simple additional wording.
That's good.
I will make a motion. We accept the contract with the edit to clause 3, adding any deviation from attached mock-up shall be approved in writing by the city of Devine prior to executing deviation.
All right, we have a motion. Do I have a second? Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone against? Motion passes. Flipper. Thank you to the chamber for helping us out on this one. So,
Hopefully we get to meet this lady.
I guess on the 13th we can just start showing up. And being
Yeah, we
like,
can come down here
how's your
and
day going?
bring her some water.
Okay. But yes, thank you to the chamber for helping us out on this one, and Cindy as well. Informational items. We have.
I did talk to Mark McClain's office,
Yep.
and they said that,
Oh, that's where.
the
Martin was from.
Tuesdays in March are good, they're open,
Okay.
if you, to have public hearings.
Does it matter which Tuesday or all of them?
He said it's right now, the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, they're open.
Because we were wanting to have 2 public hearings. Okay.
And he said pretty much any April Tuesdays were open as well.
Okay. So
So either Andrew, Mark, or Ryan would be here.
How close together do we want to have these public hearings? Do you want to have one week and one the following week, or do you want to have one week and then like one week next, well, the month coming up here in a couple days, and then one the following month, so that we actually have more time in between?
What is it regarding?
The public hearings for the bond.
Oh, okay.
How close together do we want those?
I would prefer to have it, the closer the better, because when people get, the idea, they're gonna start, if we have too much space in between, yes, things are gonna start happening.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I think that if we do we want to do it back-to-back weeks, or do we want to do it with a week in between? So like the first week of the first Tuesday of next month, and then wait a week and then do it the following Tuesday, so everything can be wrapped up next month.
Yeah, I think week to week makes most sense. Keep folks engaged.
So the 7th and the 14th?
Do we want to do it? 21st. I was going to say to the 21st.
The 21st is
That's a
a
regular
council
That's a
meeting.
regular meeting. Was there a recommendation on how long the public hearings need to be open from Mark?
Mayor, I think that you need to allow enough time to have a full and open discussion.
Okay.
And talking about that, the whole purpose of the meeting is just to inform the public. If they have questions, answer questions to the best of our ability. But we cannot advocate for or against.
Well, council can't really say much in those. Public hearings, we're only supposed to listen to the public, and really the questions aren't answered by this table. It's gonna be answered by either, I guess, JR, it's gonna be answered by Mark, or it's gonna be answered by one of those experts who are actually handling it, not necessarily the table itself.
But our bond people are telling us the council can get involved in that. As long as you're not advocating, you can answer the question. If you know the answer, you don't answer the answer.
Okay.
But if you know the answer, and you can answer the question.
But you're correct.
But you have to say it in such a way that it doesn't appear that you're advocating one
Right.
direction or
Yeah.
another. Okay.
So if they asked a specific, like, is it going to go from this street to this street, you can answer that. You can't just say, woo-hoo, go vote yes. That's what
Right,
you're
but
saying.
But if you start getting into a nuanced discussion that could end up becoming endorsing or not endorsing, you're not able to do that.
Right.
So if somebody comes up and goes, well, how does the council feel about this? You gotta be like,
We're leaving it up to the voters.
we can't do that.
Could you reference prior council meetings?
Right?
Well,
watch
yes,
the other council
you could do that. You could say you need to watch other prior council meetings.
So what's the date after?
So what we may want to do is, just because we don't know what kind of turnout's going to be, we may have to do it back to back, so it's not on a city council night.
Which is on the 20th, no, the
That's
21st.
7 to 14th
We have
sounds
to do
like.
the 7th and the 14th.
Okay. I'm good, I think everybody else.
So that's next week.
Tuesday nights are stupid.
The 7th is next week. Are we going to be able
I
to get
know
it
the
in the
7th is
paper?
next week.
We can't,
Does that leave enough time to advertise in the paper?
No.
no, because tomorrow's the paper.
We're gonna, okay, then what if we do it the
14th and 28th?
14th and 28th? Yeah. If we did it 14th and 28th, that'd give us time to advertise in the paper,
Correct.
put a notice. Unless we want to just show up earlier and allow a 45 minutes or an hour before a council meeting.
That sounds terrible. Going into a council
I
meeting,
know
all
it
charged
does.
up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna vote for 14 and 28.
I'm
Wait,
good.
you go with 14th and
I'm good.
28th?
The 14th and 28th?
Yeah. That's
Okay,
it.
so now the next question is, I know that they gave us, when I'm talking about Mark's office, gave us information, JR done information. What handouts do y'all want us to make sure that we have a lot of copies of to be able to give?
To distribute out to the public?
Yeah,
Like what information when they pick up on the table there they would have.
Well,
yeah.
will that be something JR can supply for us? Or
Well,
provide
I mean,
for
he
us?
has already supplied, all his,
So
The question is, what does council
Those
want?
pictures that,
Okay.
that you gave us,
yeah.
just do those.
Okay.
that little packet, it was what, 3 pages?
Okay, so you
I
wanna do
would
that?
do, yeah, I would do the pictures, but I would go ahead and reduce some. People don't need to be, we don't
Yeah,
need to
we
be
don't
printing
need
off
to-
this
11 by
giant.
17,
Yeah,
got
if
it.
you could fit it all onto like a
That or
regular
11 by
page.
14,
11 by 14.
Can we get a projector running again?
I'm sorry?
A projector?
Yes, we do.
I heard we have one, and I'm saying, can we put it on the wall? Especially the public hearing, that way we can,
Well, we have that, the TV, remember Corey?
We have a TV
We have the big
that we could
TVs
maybe
that we could
put-
put everything
I mean,
on.
and this is assuming anyone actually shows up. But
We can't,
we can reduce our
That is an
paper.
assumption.
But that and some questions, I've had a lot of what's it gonna look like. They wanna know what the culvert looks like. I can explain a box, but there's actually
yeah, we
a
can,
picture of a
well,
concrete
JR will be
culvert.
here so he can
Yeah.
go over.
If they show up, they can see a picture and say, oh, okay.
I think we need that. I think we also need the actual cost breakdown,
Okay.
which
I'll
is
break
something
down-
we've had to, and then we need the community impact breakdown of how many people or how many houses are affected by each
Oh,
project.
yeah, and he's, yeah,
Yeah, so that way people
Yeah.
can see all of that. We had that on one of the projects, but we don't have it on all of them.
That could be all put on the TV though, too,
Yeah,
Wouldn't it?
it could be, yeah.
I
As
mean, it
long as
would
we
be-
have it,
as long as it works.
yeah. Well, we know it works. Well, I said we don't know that.
we just haven't had
We
it.
haven't used it in a while. It worked last time we used it.
Yeah,
did?
We'll just have Eddie set it up.
Yeah.
But that's a good idea.
Yeah, reduce the amount of
It
paper.
reduced the amount of
Yeah.
copies.
We'll still have copies because in case some people want copies,
Yeah.
we'll have some, but we will have to do,
As many.
All right. So we basically go with those three type of, well, basically those three not documents, there's more than 3 documents, but those 3 items. And then I guess maybe more detail as far as about what things are gonna look like.
The more information put out there to the public, the better, so they can get a full picture of everything. So, yeah, if they have any questions, it's all there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're going for the 14th and the 28th, and we'll just, yeah, I know y'all took a list over there of the items that we talked about. Anything else under informational?
the guy at Public Works is still working on transportation. They're probably looking at probably, what, 3 hours?
3 more hours?
A total of 3 hours, yes, because, like what we saw on Tuttle, that's what they're looking at.
It's the same situation.
Explaining the situation. Yeah.
All right, well, I guess if you'll just let us know once they will send us a text or whatever, once they actually,
Yeah, and then I just got a notification from IMCO that, about the road closures.
okay.
The road closures
Oh,
that they have right now.
All right,
Motion
well,
adjourned.
motion to adjourn, yep.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
aye.
One against, motion passes.
You're ready to go home.
Thank